Hey everyone, and welcome to another edition of Scrapbooking with Trish. Today I'm going to be using the newest collection from Tracy Reed called My Oasis to show you how to draw inspiration from other scrapbooking pages to create a sketch to base your page on. I am using these two scrapbook pages that I found on Pinterest to create the base for the sketch for the page that I'm going to be using. And this is the sketch. I'm going to use Procreate, but you can do this with pen or pencil and a sheet of paper. So you're going to set your page up in the ratio that it's going to go. Like I'm doing a 12 by 12, so I'm using a square. It's not the full size, but it doesn't have to be because it's just a sketch. Here I'm going to take the basic shapes that I liked from each of the page and put them together to sort of form the sketch. It could be as messy or as neat and precise as you want it to be. This isn't your final page. This is just taking the aspects that you liked and putting them together so you could see how they go together to get an idea of what you're going to be doing with your page. So what I did was, from the first page, I really liked the way that there was the layers of the paper, which sounds silly, but I liked the way that the paper built up. There was the vellum layer, there was another layer of paper, there was a layer that sort of bordered the photo, and then there was the photo. And then I also really loved the triangle corner pieces that sort of anchored the whole sort of cluster together. And then I'm going in and I'm going to add in different little elements that, I know I'm probably going to want to place, like the tape areas, some word spaces, and then if you're doing it digitally, you can move it around to sort of get a feel of where you might want it. You're going to see I move it around a lot because I'm very indecisive. And then you can also see where I'm trying to figure out, I didn't know if I was going to put the title in those sort of squiggly areas or if I was going to put paint there. I ended up putting paint there, and you can see me trying to write over it later on. And then I'm still going through and placing a few element designs. And then we're about to come up to the inspiration that I took from the second page, the 8 and 11.5 page, which the inspiration for that one, I really loved the borders, which I do paper pieces at the top and bottom of my pages all the time. But what I really loved from that one was the little scallop, tooth edge, the triangles. I can't think of what it's called at the moment. That I ended up putting at the top that were at the bottom of the other page. And then I also really liked the way that they had the triangle paper pieces going in the corners. I thought it was a cute sort of tie-in to what I liked from the other page with the triangle anchors on the papers and the clusters. And then, yeah, you see I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing with those spots. And then from here, I'm going to export it off of my iPad and then bring it over to my computer so I can make the page digitally. But if you're doing this with pen and paper for a actual paper page, then you're ready to just move on to building your page. So I'm not going to talk you through building the page this time. It's pretty straightforward. If you've ever used a template or a sketch before, you know that the general idea is that you just use it as the base for your page, as I've said several times. I tended to stay with this page sort of for the wonkier feel of the angles and stuff like that. I didn't go to be perfect, but even if, your sketch is all messy like mine, you can still create a very finished and right angles and straight lines and stuff like that. It doesn't have to be as messy as your sketch, is what I'm basically trying to say. I just I like that. That is my vibe. But yes, Tracy over on her blog has a whole bunch of sketches if you want to, just practice out using a sketch, before you try out making your own. Uh, she also has a lot of templates, and one of the things that I do with templates is I just open it up and then I just flatten the whole thing and use that as a sketch. You can even look outside of scrapbooking. You can look at magazine layouts or uh, textbook layouts, like anything that has pictures and words, that's a layout. And you can use it as a basis for a page. I've used so many uh, like sketches for magazine and website layouts for my own pages. Those can give you a very sort of clean and put together look, and then if you're like me, you then take that clean and put together look and you make it incredibly messy and wonky because you know what you love, and you know you love a mess. But if you don't love a mess, that's fine too. Like, you can keep it that clean and simple look, As I tell my daughter all the time, you do you. But yeah, that's how you create a sketch from inspiration from other pages or from your own pages or whatever. I hope that it notifications. I forgot to mute my notifications. I hope that this was helpful for you. Yeah. And that's me done talking. The page is not done being built though, so like, you could keep watching it and see the final thing, or you could be done because that's the whole tutorial. Thanks.